to talk about this because, to be honest, I'm over it. Or at least I want to be over it. I can't though. We can't though. I know we want to be over it and we're sick of hearing about it, but there's just simply too much at stake here. So let's take a brief moment and offer you a unique perspective from a real estate point of view. I hate to start off 2013 this way, but we have to. And if you want to rock out and be positive, go look at last week's show. So this week, let's get started. Here we go.
So the fiscal cliff has been avoided, for now. Actually, no, we really can't even say that. Had we actually gone over the fiscal cliff, it would have only represented a small down payment on the solution. Being that we avoided the cliff, well, it really simply means that the ultimate price has yet to be paid.
They say they saved us from the cliff. Let's say it how it really should be said. They saved us from having to pay the piper. But the funny thing about the piper, you have to pay him at some point. He doesn't go away. And once again, we just prolonged and kicked the can down the road. It's actually astonishing that this is still allowed to happen in this day and age.
Now, there are some positives for real estate, like the Mortgage Debt Relief Act being extended. We warned of its negative effects, and we're happy to see that it was extended. But the positives are far outweighed by the negatives.
We needed to raise money to pay the debt down, and we did the opposite and cut taxes for most Americans. Now that sounds good and all, but in reality, when you think about it and you needed to pay debt down, it's not. I hate to say this, guys, but you know it's true. Tax hikes needed to hit us all. We are all collectively responsible, and we all need to pitch in.
Budget means budget. Cutting spending and living within our means, not extending costly tax cuts and unemployment benefits.
Here's the sad thing. The markets are like nature. They always find a way. Our government decided to turn yet again a blind eye to our spending problems. Great. Doesn't mean we're off scot-free.
No, in fact, quite the opposite. Like we said, the market, like nature, will find a way. Washington said, no, we won't pay back our debt. The market will soon respond in her own way, and her response will be painful.
See, we'll pay. We'll all pay. It's just in another way. They think they avoided the fiscal cliff, but they just threw our dollar over the currency cliff. See, deficit without payment equals bigger deficit, which in turns equals more printing of money, which equals monetization of all of our debt. And ultimately it equals, you guessed it, inflation.
Turning debt into money destroys the money that already exists, which in turn destroys the value of your savings account, cash value in your life insurance, annuities, and ultimately destroys your purchasing power across the board, including our industry, real estate.
If Washington really cared about the middle class, they would have shrunk government and slashed spending, which would have lightened the load on the middle class.
After all, these are the guys that are going to feel it the most when we have $10 gallons of milk and $8 gas. So what and when is the real fiscal cliff then?
It's when the rest of the world that invests heavily into America finally realizes that we don't plan to pay our debt back and don't even have a plan to slow down our spending. That's when the rubber meets the road, and that's when foreign money starts to pull back.
So how much money do you think foreign governments will continue to lend us when we literally never pay it back?
Heck, we didn't even address the debt ceiling issue, and as a matter of fact, mark my words, they will soon be asking to raise our debt ceiling yet again. It's like taking our American Express card and paying our Visa card with it.
It's flat out astonishing that this actually is happening in our government today, and the stock market jumped 300 points on the announcement.
Big deal. Look at the dollar, it's getting clobbered. Gold went up again, 20 bucks. Those are the real indicators.
The end result, like we explained, is inflation. Inflation's gonna hit us like a tsunami that's never been seen before. The thing about a tsunami, they aren't just one quick big wave. It's one big massive wave that keeps coming and coming and coming until the markets balance themselves.
What does balancing itself look like? Well, prices go up like we talked about, but the big impact on everyone, and mainly our industry, is higher interest rates. That's what kills us. Higher rates kill the refi market and bring the purchase market to an all but halt. This is when we feel the pain.
Buying houses, cars, and common goods will be next to impossible. That's when we finally pay for our debt. See, like nature, it always finds a way. The market will find a way. You can prolong it, but at some point it will find a way. The longer we prolong it, the bigger the tsunami and the bigger the reset.
The sad part, we may get mad for a second. Heck, if we're really mad, we may even forward this show to educate others, but we'll continue to go about our way, just hoping that someone at some point will take care of it. Hey, I'm not saying that we need to go all doomsday preppers and quit your job and go live in your backyard. No, just keep doing what you're doing, but be in the know and demand better action from your elected officials.
Or better yet, elect better, more qualified officials.
Look, we sounded the alarm on everything last year, from mortgage debt forgiveness to appraisal fraud. All the while, we continue to kick butt and have amazing years. People think you have to go all crazy and check into crazy town when you talk about this stuff.
You don't. Just be aware, spread the word, continue to keep your head down and work hard, and save a little bit of money for a rainy day.
This again deserves all of our attention as it affects our livelihoods and the livelihoods of many of our current and future clients. Now remember, dollar depreciation equals LO and realtor deletion. Share your thoughts down below and share this on your page even if you don't agree. Let's at least get the conversation started. See you guys next week.